Welcome to my channel Mintage Mysteries, where every coin has a hidden story. If you love discovering hidden treasures and uncovering coin secrets, you're in the right place. We're on a quest to solve the puzzles behind the world's most fascinating coins. From rare errors to legendary rarities, let's dive into the mysteries of numismatics. The Lincoln cent issued in the year 2000 occupies a unique but often underappreciated place in American numismatic history. While it is not part of a commemorative release or design transition, it represents the matured form of a coin that had, by then, circulated for over 90 years, making it the longest continuously minted coin in U.S. history at that point. The 2000 penny belongs to the final decade of the Lincoln Memorial Reverse era, which spanned from 1959 to 2008. Understanding the depth of its design and material composition reveals much about both the economic circumstances of the late 20th century and the enduring reverence for Abraham Lincoln in American political memory. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 under the direction of President Theodore Roosevelt, who had initiated a sweeping redesign of American coinage to reflect a more artistic and meaningful visual language. Victor David Brenner, a respected medalist of Eastern European origin, was commissioned to design the new 1-cent piece to honor Lincoln's 100th birthday. His right-facing profile of Lincoln was inspired by a photographic portrait taken in 1864 and a bas-relief sculpture Brenner had created earlier. By 2000, that same portrait still featured prominently on the coin's obverse with only minor alterations since its inception. In fact, most modifications made over the years were technological, not artistic. Updates in minting technology required slight adjustments to Brenner's design to improve coinability and wear resistance. On the 2000 obverse, the central bust of Lincoln remains the focal point. His shoulders are cut off just below the lapels of his coat. Fine lines mark his beard, his hair curls neatly back, and his expression is solemn and thoughtful. These facial details, if closely examined in a high-grade uncirculated coin or a proof, still convey the gravity and integrity associated with Lincoln's image in American culture. Surrounding Lincoln's portrait are the standard inscriptions found on all Lincoln cents since 1909. The words, "In God We Trust," arch along the top rim, a phrase that was first used during the Civil War and made mandatory on all U.S. coinage by an act of Congress in 1955. On Lincoln's left is the word, "Liberty," a principle he is often seen to embody. On the right side of the coin, the date, 2000, appears clearly, rendered in modern sans serif numerals. Below the date is a small mint mark, either D for the Denver Mint or P for the Philadelphia Mint, though some examples struck at San Francisco for proof sets bear the S mark. These mint marks are often used by collectors to track production quantities and die variations. Turning the coin over, the reverse design in 2000 is a continuation of Frank Gasparo's Lincoln Memorial motif, first introduced in 1959 to replace Brenner's original wheat stalks. The memorial was chosen not only to celebrate Lincoln's legacy but also to reflect the physical monument that had become a site of national remembrance in Washington, D.C. Gasparo's design is classically symmetrical. It shows the full facade of the memorial, including its iconic 36 Doric columns, which represent the number of states in the Union at the time of Lincoln's death in 1865. The stairs, the triangular pediment, and even the interior statue of Lincoln are rendered with considerable precision despite the coin's limited scale. What makes the 2000 penny's reverse particularly interesting is its dual symbolism. Lincoln is represented twice, his bust on the obverse, and his seated statue within the memorial on the reverse. With careful observation or magnification, one can make out the small but distinct representation of Lincoln's statue through the central columns. This dual representation has intrigued collectors and casual observers for decades. Above the memorial, the words, "United States of America," form a broad arc, asserting the coin's national origin. Just below that is the Latin phrase, "E pluribus unum," which translates to, "out of many one," reflecting the unity of the states into one nation, a theme central to Lincoln's presidency and the Civil War. At the bottom of the reverse, in bold letters, is the denomination, 1 cent. From a materials perspective, the 2000 Lincoln penny is made from copper-plated zinc, a composition adopted in 1982 after nearly a century of minting copper-dominant coins. Until that point, Lincoln cents were made from a 95% copper alloy, but the rising price of copper in the 1970s and early 1980s made it impractical to continue minting cents that cost more than 1 cent to produce. After several experimental strikes and legislative changes, the U.S. Mint shifted to a core of 97.5% zinc with a 2.5% electroplated copper layer. This change dramatically reduced the coin's intrinsic value and production cost while preserving its traditional appearance. The 2000 penny therefore has a total weight of 2.5 grams and a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. Its edge is plain and unreeded. The coin's durability is somewhat reduced compared to earlier copper coins. If the copper layer is damaged, the underlying zinc is more prone to corrosion, which is why pennies from this era often appear with spots or pitting after extended circulation. Production numbers for the 2000 Lincoln cent are immense, reflecting the coin's ongoing necessity for small-denomination transactions. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 5.5 billion pieces, while the Denver Mint added another 8.9 billion. The San Francisco Mint struck proof coins exclusively for collectors, totaling approximately 4 million. Because of these high mintages, 2000 Lincoln cents remain common in circulation and have little value beyond face unless they are in pristine uncirculated or proof condition or exhibit notable mint errors. Certain error varieties, including off-center strikes, die cracks, die clashes, and double die obverse or reverses, are known for the 2000 cent. These are highly sought after by error collectors and may command premium prices depending on rarity and visual clarity. Though not widely celebrated, the 2000 Lincoln penny is a quintessential example of late 20th century U.S. coinage. It reflects both the legacy of artistic heritage begun in the early 1900s and the economic adaptations of a modern minting operation. Its design remained unchanged until 2009, when a four-part series of reverse designs was introduced to celebrate the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth. After 2009, the reverse was permanently changed to the Union Shield design, ending the 50-year run of the Lincoln Memorial reverse. The 2000 Lincoln penny, then, serves as both a historical artifact and a symbolic link between America's numismatic past and its evolving present. For collectors, historians, and everyday citizens, it represents more than a simple unit of currency. It is a small, enduring monument to a president whose ideals continue to shape the American identity. The 2000 Lincoln penny is generally considered a common coin in the world of numismatics, especially in circulated condition. It was minted in enormous quantities at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with totals exceeding 14 billion coins combined. As a result, most 2000 pennies found in pocket change or coin jars hold only their face value of 1 cent. However, certain varieties, mint errors, and high-grade examples can be significantly more valuable to collectors, depending on their rarity and condition. One of the most important factors in determining the value of a 2000 Lincoln cent is its condition, particularly its preservation state on the Sheldon coin grading scale, which ranges from 1 to 70. Coins that have never been in circulation and show no signs of wear are referred to as mint state. Most mint state examples fall between MS-60 and MS-65, but coins that grade MS-67 or higher, especially those with exceptional luster, strike quality, and minimal marks, are much rarer. A 2000 penny graded MS-67 or MS-68 by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC can command a premium, especially if it has a desirable red color designation. These designations, red, RD, red-brown, RB, and brown, BN, indicate the color and surface condition of copper coins. A fully red 2000 Lincoln cent in MS-67 or higher condition is significantly scarcer than one that has toned to a red-brown or brown state. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 5.5 billion 2000 pennies, while the Denver Mint struck over 8.9 billion. Despite these high mintage numbers, coins from either mint in pristine condition are not always easy to find, particularly with a full red designation and high grade. Collectors searching for registry quality pieces, coins that rank among the best known for their date and mint, are willing to pay considerably more for certified examples. For instance, a 2000 D cent graded MS68RD by PCGS has sold at auction for over $1,000 due to its combination of quality, rarity, and eye appeal. Similarly, a Philadelphia-struck MS68RD example can reach values in the high hundreds depending on market demand and population reports, which indicate how many such coins have been graded at that level or better. Beyond high-grade examples, error coins from 2000 also present opportunities for increased value. Some of the most sought-after errors include off-center strikes, where the coin is not properly aligned during the striking process. The more dramatically off-center the coin is, without losing the date, the more collectible it becomes. Double dies are another category of error that can add significant value. In a double die, design elements appear to be doubled due to a misalignment during the hubbing process at the mint. Although no widely recognized double die variety has been officially attributed to the 2000 Lincoln cent, collectors still search for and submit unusual coins in the hopes of identifying new varieties. Die cracks, die clashes, and cuds are also of interest. A die crack appears as a raised line on the surface of the coin, caused by a crack in the die used to strike it. A die clash occurs when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in between, leaving impressions of each die on the other, which then get transferred to future coins. A cud is formed when a piece of the die breaks off and leaves a raised, blob-like area on the coin where part of the design is missing. These types of minting flaws are collected based on their size, location, and overall impact on the coin's appearance. Proof versions of the 2000 Lincoln cent were struck at the San Francisco Mint and bear an S mint mark. These coins were included in U.S. mint proof sets and were never intended for circulation. They are struck using specially prepared dies and polished planchets to produce a high-quality finish with mirror-like fields and frosted devices. While most proof 2000 cents are worth only a few dollars, coins graded PR69 DCAM, Deep Cameo, or PR70 DCAM by a major grading service can reach higher values, particularly if they are flawless and well struck. PR70 DCAM is the highest possible grade and is extremely difficult to achieve, making such coins desirable to collectors who pursue perfect examples. Although the vast majority of 2000 Lincoln pennies are common and hold minimal value, a small subset of them, either because of their exceptional condition or due to striking errors, are highly prized by numismatists. These valuable examples remind collectors that even the most ordinary coins can hold extraordinary worth under the right conditions. Careful examination, proper storage, and professional grading can all play important roles in identifying and preserving these numismatic treasures. If you enjoyed today's exploration, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin discoveries, and share this video with fellow collectors. And as always, keep searching for those hidden treasures in your change. You never know when you might stumble upon the next big mystery.